Good evening, and welcome to the regular meeting of the Council of the City of Long Beach on Tuesday, December 3rd, 2019, at 7 p.m. Welcome roll call. Councilmember Diamond is absent. Councilmember Aramo is absent. Councilmember Mandel. Present. Vice President Mandel. Present. President Moore.
Present.
Let the record indicate the presence of acting city manager Joe Moreno and acting corporation counsel Greg Kalinowski. Now salute to the flag.
United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone. Well, thank you for coming out this evening. At this time, we'll have our report from our acting city manager, John Miranda.
Okay, thank you to everyone who donated to and participated in the 2019 Community Food Drive giveaway to help make Thanksgiving special for those in need. We offer our sincere appreciation to our event partners, the Chamber of Commerce, the NLK Center Incorporated, the LD Soup Kitchen, and St. Mary's of the Isle, as well as Governor Andrew Coleman, the State Labor Commissioner of Bergen, for their incredible donation of over 200 turkeys. I'm continuing to meet with the manager on Mondays from 2 to 4, and on the third Tuesday of the month from 4:30 to 6:30. Got some very good input and trying to follow through with some of the things that have been asked. Arts Council, the City Hall Lobby Gallery is currently showcasing portraits of local artists titled Humans of Long Beach. It's up until the end of the month and available to view in City Hall when City Hall is open. Last week, the Chamber of Commerce and the city worked with local businesses to provide special deals and discounts that were offered Small Business Saturday, which took place on November 30th. Thank you to all the businesses and shoppers who stayed local. We encourage you to continue to shop local, keep dollars in our community for the rest of the holiday shopping needs. You can find local and handmade craft gifts at the Arts and the Plaza Unified Market this Saturday, December 7th, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. in the heated tent at Kennedy Plaza. Enjoy the amazing selection of artists, one-of-a-kind gifts, and live music. Additionally, the Long Beach Historical Society is sponsoring its vintage holiday boutique shopping experience on December 7th, December 8th, December 14th, and 15th, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the museum located at 226 West Penn Street. Special items from some of our local vendors will be on display. Lastly, we have several upcoming holiday-themed events until the next council meeting. On Friday, December 6th, the annual Kennedy Plaza Christmas Tree Lighting event will take place, kicking off at 4 p.m. On December 7th, the Joint Veterans Organization of Long Beach invited all to honor more than 2,400 soldiers, Marines, and seamen who lost their lives when the Japanese Air Forces attacked Pearl Harbor on the day of infamy, December 7th, 1941. The ceremony will take place at the Ice Arena at 11 a.m. Also, on December 7th, the City of Long Beach VFW Post 1384 will host the 6th annual Jingle Bell 5K run for Toys for Tots on the boardwalk. Registration begins at 4 p.m. at the VFW, located at 675 West Park Avenue in Long Beach. Please bring an on-wrap toy to donate to the annual recourse Toys for Tots drive. On December 14th, the Department of Parks and Recreation will hold its annual Children's Holiday Show on Saturday at 11 a.m. in the Long Beach Middle School auditorium. Additionally, Santa Claus will hand out presents. Commerce will host its 7th annual Electrify Parade at 6:30 p.m. on Ohio Avenue, heading east on Beach Street to New York Avenue. Antique cars, fire trucks, boats, and bicycles will be wrapped in Christmas lights for the festive holiday parade. Restaurants will be offering specials and kids' activities after the parade.
Go into our calendar for this evening, there's just one additional announcement, and that is to remind everyone that the Bob Sweeney Foundation Annual Holiday Party for Kids is taking place. We know that once again, this is a special time of the year where we have the opportunity to give back to others who are in need. And so on tomorrow, as well as on Thursday, there is a drop-off. We're asking that you make your donations of unwrapped toys, gift cards, as well as tax-deductible donations at the Long Beach Auxiliary Police Headquarters. You can drop off these materials on Laurelton from 6 to 7 p.m. each evening. Again, that's tomorrow as well as Thursday. And while we're in the middle of doing this announcement, if we could just recognize our Long Beach Auxiliary Police officers that are here with us this evening. We want to thank you as always for your service. You were here throughout the year. At the end of our year, we appreciate you and we appreciate your presence. Well, the City Council is looking forward to seeing all of you this Friday for our annual tree lighting. We look forward to having a festive time so we can all celebrate and continue to focus in on the wonderful things that are taking place within our city. At this time, we can move forward with tonight's agenda.
Okay, first item on the calendar is a resolution authorizing the retention of outside counsel on behalf of the city of Long Beach.
Okay, at this time, I'm going to make a motion to amend the resolution that is presented, which is item number 1. I'm going to recognize our Councilman Mandel, who will share the actual revisions.
Okay, the proposed amendment, in looking at the resolution as drafted, if you count down 1, 2, where the third whereas clause would be, we're proposing to include, whereas the City Council of the City of Long Beach seeks to direct the acting city manager of the City of Long Beach to retain the law firm of Ingram Smith on behalf of the City of Long Beach to represent the City of Long Beach before various law enforcement agencies that are investigating separation payments and drawdowns of accrued time, and keeping the next paragraph as is, then skipping before the now therefore, adding the additional paragraph of whereas the law firm of Ingram Smith will interface with and process information requests from law enforcement agencies.
And I'll second it.
And for those of you in the audience, what we basically did is we took item 1 and item 2 and combined them because they overlap. So we combined the two into one.
If I'm reading this correctly, we added two new whereas clauses
Yes,
to this.
that is correct.
Okay, who will second the amendment?
I will.
Okay, voting for the amendment, Councilman Mandel,
Yes.
Councilman Mandel,
Yes.
President Moore.
Yes. Moving on, we'll move right into the resolution. Item
No,
1,
we're still on.
still on item 1, we'll speak to the item.
Discussion.
Discussion. Are there any questions from members of the council or any comments at this time? Pretty clear and self-explanatory. Okay, seeing none at this time, we're going to open the floor for members of the public. Item number 1. Yes, Mr. Lester?
Okay, I'm sorry, I missed that completely. The amendment was item 1 or item 2? Item 1. But you combined item 1 with item 2.
Yes.
And you added 1 whereas clause?
Two.
2 whereas clause. Can you go through it again? Because we didn't realize you were adding 1 to 2, adding 2 to 1.
The rationale is there's an overlap.
No, I'm not,
Item 2 seems to have an overlap. And for the sake of brevity, ironically, and just being, the clarity, we've combined the relevant portion of item 2 into item 1, which may render item 2 superfluous.
May,
So,
well,
I can't speak definitively until we get to it, that's why.
Oh, okay.
So the proposal is, if you're looking at the resolution as printed, if you have a copy in front of you, there are currently 3 whereas clauses.
Yes.
Clause 1 stays the same. Clause 2 stays the same. Where clause 3 would be, we're going to introduce the following clause. Whereas the City Council of the City of Long Beach seeks to direct the acting city manager of the City of Long Beach to retain the law firm of Ingram and Smith on behalf of the City of Long Beach to represent the City of Long Beach before various law enforcement agencies that are investigating separation payments and drawdowns of accrued time. And the next whereas clause stays the same as is.
But what whereas clause, there are only 3.
Well, what would have been originally number 3 as proposed stays in. That's the clause that says,
The clause you just read.
the clause that now talks about the fee, Brigham and Smith, as it's drafted, that stays where it is.
That's number 4 now.
Correct.
Okay.
The new number 5
Yes.
would be added in, and that will read, whereas the law firm of Ingram and Smith will interface with and process information requests from law enforcement agencies investigating separation payments and drawdowns of accrued time. Everything else stays the same. What this does effectively is retaining Ingram and Smith to not only do the internal investigation, but also to now give them the authority to interact with the district attorney's office and other investigating agencies, rather than have 2 separate resolutions addressing.
Okay, now the second resolution waived the city's attorney-client privilege.
Right now, you don't speak to the first, that's going to be addressed in a few moments. And we can answer
So-
that question at that time.
Okay, but when you said you're combining the 2,
The second whereas clause that was just added into the first resolution. The rationale is that will allow Ingram and Smith to speak directly with the DA, find out exactly what they're claiming they need, rather than just giving any type of blanket waiver. We're going to let the attorneys talk to the attorneys.
not that idea.
Always.
Okay, so we're ignoring, right now, I'm not asking about 2 renames.
As of now, 2 remain same. There's an anticipation it may be tabled, because 1 seems to, in essence, achieve what we need, which is a new firm coming in, dealing directly with the DA, picking up where things left off, and also interacting with Mr. Capozola, who has done an adequate job, but before he is terminated, it might be prudent to have incoming counsel speak with him while he's still retained.
So am I jumping ahead if I ask if he's not being terminated at this point?
Yes, you're jumping ahead, but you'll come up in private number 2. I can count on you.
Wow. Okay, thanks.
But hold that question. Are there any other questions with respect to item number 1? Yes, legislative board. Good evening, legislative board.
Good evening, Council President Moore and everybody, Denise Wicker, 6 Ohio. Just following up with Roy Lester, just with item number 1, resolution number 1, you're expanding the scope of what the law firm can do, so that you're not them, but you're expanding if they can talk to anybody who's doing any investigations in regard to the payouts in Long Beach, correct?
That is correct.
But then on item resolution, you are going to discuss item number 2, correct?
Yes.
Because that's the item, the resolution, that actually gives you the permission to work directly with the DAs and give up the attorney-client privilege in regard to the payouts. So I just want to make sure that we're still going to discuss that.
That was
Because
our-
that is not mentioned in item number 1, but if you say you're not putting that in.
I think the second whereas clause that we're adding into item number 1 allows the new firm to do just that, to speak with the DA and dialogue with them directly to find out what they're requesting and what they're claiming they haven't been provided before we then go forward and just give a blanket release.
But in resolution number 2, like that, I think it's the 5th paragraph, which is not in item number 1. You do say that, corresponding directs the acting city manager to take any action necessary to waive the attorney-client privilege and comply with all other requests from the Nassau County DA, regardless of whether said requests are legally protected by any type of privilege, so forth and so forth. That is not in item number 1. So if you don't call item number 2,
That's what we just said earlier, we're calling her.
okay, all right, I think it's going to take.
That's what I said.
Just want to mislead the intent, I think, is the table, item 2, is let
That's
the
correct.
firm come in, talk to the DA, and get back to us and tell us exactly what the DA is looking for before we jump the gun and give this blanket release. So the goal is to have this done ASAP, not to withdraw this item, but to table it to give the new firm time to get in and talk to them directly. They're unable to do that now because they're not retained.
And once you pass this resolution, how soon will this firm
We
start
don't
working
know.
with the DA?
We don't have that information right now.
Because,
But as soon
you know,
as we
trying
have
to
that
get the essence
information.
that the, you know, and I think that the DA is clear in that she's only looking at the scope of the payouts, not anything else to do with any other contracts or anything else with the city.
It's a good question. My understanding is the anticipation is a very quick turnaround.
Okay, all right, thank you very much.
Thank you. Are there any other questions with respect to item number 1, Mr. Gusler?
Good evening, Jay Oswald. So just so I understand all this, or if I don't understand it, we're essentially taking the third whereas clause, item number 2, and folding that into item number 1, and then we're adding another whereas clause, which is going to expand the authority of Ingram and Smith to not just represent the city internally, but also in front of various investigative agencies, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Just wondering if Capizzola was hired for a discrete purpose in this retainer agreement, and I don't recall there ever being any resolution or anything to the public for that matter, expanding the scope of services that he was representing us. Is it necessary to do this by resolution?
In terms of terminating Mr. Capizzolo,
No, I mean for Ingram and Smith in this case, to go beyond.
The city council wanted to take action, and in order for the city council to take action, they need a resolution.
Okay, so this is basically codifying the expansion of his services via resolution from council.
yes.
Okay, fine. The other thing that I was wondering about is, I understand it seems to make sense to not fire Capizzola until the other attorney is on board, so that they're able to communicate with one another. Do we have any reason to think that Capizzola, if he was terminated, would have been uncooperative with the new firm in terms of handing off the files and such that we're assuming he has, or I'm assuming he has?
I have no reason to believe he'd be anything but professional, but that being said, my personal opinion is I'd rather cover all bases. My understanding is this would be a limited window, and I'd rather not have to have another special meeting to fill a gap, so.
So we're erring on the side of keeping him on the payroll, so to speak, until an opportunity to communicate and maybe merge files and then.
Sharing of information and then maybe parting ways.
Understood. Last thing I'm going to also follow with legislative support comments about the waiver issue. I understand that you're saying you're not going to do it tonight. Is that going to impede Ingram and Smith between now and them dealing with the DA's office or the feds or whoever it may be they're going to interact with? In other words, is this an authorization that they need immediately or can it wait?
Part of it was, it was putting the cart before the horse, because we don't have the lawyer retained yet. So taking the step without telling, the lawyer telling us that's what we need to do, doesn't make any sense. So we need to retain the lawyer, then he needs to tell us you need to do this or not do this.
Okay, I got you. So basically, cleaning up this the both
We're
resolutions.
trying to get the timeline correct.
Okay, thank you for your questions. Are there any other questions with respect to item number 1? Seeing none, we can move on to item number 2.
Item 2 is a resolution directing the acting city manager to terminate the services of law firm of Bruce Scott Kaufman and Middlemiss, PLLC. Authorize the acting city manager to retain the law firm of Aaron Smith, LLP, to represent the city in various investigations regarding separation payments and drawdowns of accrued time, and direct the acting city manager to waive attorney-client privilege pursuant to the Nassau County District Attorney's Office request.
I'm gonna make a motion to table.
Motion to table item number 2. Councilmember Mandel.
Yes.
Vice President Bender.
Yes.
President Moore.
Yes. Item number 3.
Item 3 is a resolution authorizing the acting city manager to purchase vehicles for the city under an Onondaga County contract.
Item number 3.
Sure. Presently, the 10 workforce trucks at our sanitation department, we have one that is 5 years old, 5 that are 13 years old, 3 that are 16 years old, and 1 that is actually 20 years old. Typical lifespan for a sanitation truck is about 7 years because they're constantly working. The packer constantly going during the course of the day, running continuously, shipping to the yard. If we were to bond this in our capital program, we would be limited to spreading the cost of the unit out over 5 years. By leasing it in our operating budget, we can actually accomplish 2 things. One, spread the average cost out over the 7 years of useful life of the sanitation truck. And then in addition, when we bond, we generally go out to bid the sanitation trucks and only get a 1-year maintenance contract for items other than oil filters and tires. We will, with the lease, get a 5-year warranty on everything with oil, air filters, and tires. So this makes sense, and this cost of the sanitation trucks would scenario in the same leasing company, and that truck, however, would be charged to our capital program.
Okay, are there any other questions or comments from members of the council?
You might have, just like that's what I said. So the resolution in the 1, 2, 3, 5th whereas says, and then just one of the plow, truck, the one that's just the plow truck. Is there any reason we couldn't put plows on the garbage trucks and potentially save having to purchase the plow truck, or to save the money, or it doesn't perform on the
It
function?
doesn't perform as well. And generally, when we do have some, we're still out trying to pick up garbage also. So, and this dump truck will be used for other things too, besides plow. It just happens to be a plow truck.
Okay, any other questions, comments? All right, seeing none, now we'll have comments or questions from the public. Yes? Mr. Ganini?
Good evening. Mark Paganini, 62 Harmon Street. I saw the resolution, I read it. It's basically a police of desperation here. The trucks are shot. You got 13 vehicles, they're all junk. They're actually rolling junk. You got 4 Mack trucks, the big yellow ones that do 90% of the work. They shouldn't even be on the road. I don't think they would pass inspection. Okay, that's how bad they are. They're rotted out, they're junk. We need these trucks. We need them. The bottom line is they have not been maintained. We know that. I know that. The people here know that who drive them. Okay? This is what I would like to do. I would like the city council to instruct the city manager to investigate the last 3 years of the maintenance schedule, of the service, maintenance, and inspections of the garbage trucks. Now, what is that going to prove? That those individuals that you know, Mr. Miranda down there, the big shots, running the show, if they don't have this paperwork, okay, they're not doing their job. And as far as I'm concerned, willingly and knowingly to disrupt city property and destroy it is criminal, and that can be prosecuted. Listen, I've been up here a year ago, and I said the same thing over and over. People are still calling me of what's going on. I'm begging the council to instruct Mr. Miranda, and I'm sure he will. And not next week, like tomorrow. That's how fast I would like it done. And it's desperate. Let's go to the transportation. We have 8 vehicles. You have a trolley now that's been down for a year. A year. You have another bus that's up on a rack, I don't know if you noticed, John, for a month on lifts. And you have another bus that's basically breaking down tomorrow. How do I know this? They call me. They don't call you, they call me. So please, this maintenance department, they got great mechanics down there. We got leaders that want to do nothing. So I'm begging you, please, these new trucks that are coming in, these international, you gotta maintain them. You have to service them. These trucks, those Mack trucks are only 5 years old for them. They're junk. So listen, thank you for listening. I hope you can investigate and do what you can. If it doesn't work, get rid of these guys. Have a nice day.
All right, thank you. Any other comments or questions with respect to item number 3? Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Dustin?
Good evening again, Jay Gusto. I'm sure these trucks are necessary. Obviously, can't let go of the pile up. I don't know anything about the maintenance history of these vehicles. I'd have to defer to Mr. Patagini's apparent superior knowledge of that to justify going out and getting these vehicles. But I do have a couple questions about the manner in which we're choosing to go about it. I see here that we're paying a fixed interest rate of 2.47% on the financing. What is our current rate for bonding financing?
I don't think you know the rate until it goes to market, and people actually bid on the debt.
What's the rate with all that?
Over 3%.
Over 3%, so this percentage is lower than our last bonding rate?
All right, are there any other questions or comments? Sorry, Mr. Lester.
I'm just trying to figure this out. So we're purchasing over a 7-year lease period, is that correct? Yeah. And we're paying $195 a year for the 7 years?
Correct. For all 7 trucks, that includes the 6 sanitation.
And those are trucks each at $160 per vehicle, plus $166 for the other one?
Correct.
Okay, and then we get to buy them for $1 each.
Correct. At the end of the 7-year lease.
But why would we buy them if we're purchasing them?
We would buy them because when you have a capital item like a truck in your operating budget, you can't have a residual value at the end of the lease. You have to actually own it.
But if we're purchasing them, don't we own them? And then we're paying it over a 7-year
We don't
period?
own them for the 7 years we're leasing them. At the end, when we pay the dollar, we own them. At that time, we can turn around and actually sell them as surplus and hopefully enter into another lease for 7 more trucks or 6 more garbage trucks anyway.
So we're not purchasing, but we're obtaining the financing according to the resolution for the purchase.
Yeah, this is like leasing a car. Instead of, when you lease a car, you don't really own the car.
No,
You own with some residual value. The residual of this value sounds to be $1.
but you don't call it a purchase at that point. That's what it just is, it's a very odd way of wording this, that we're purchasing, but, right?
Basically, what we're doing over a 7-year period, that's all.
Yeah, See yourself at 7 years.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Are there any other questions or comments? Okay, Mr. Delarue?
Good evening, City Council members, Mike Delory, Long Beach. Before I start, just like to congratulate, or just appreciate, Ron tagging me, on the campaign. We really, I enjoyed it, and, but, it was close, but, somebody had to come ahead, but, he was a gentleman, and, I appreciate that. On the maintenance, do we know who the responsible parties or parties are to maintain under this purchase lease option? Because there are going to be requirements to maintain the vehicles under the warranty that we purchased, and if things are not done according to the warranty, will be responsible for the city. So that's one of my concerns, is that if things are not done according to the warranty of the vehicle itself, therefore the city will have to be obligated to pick up that cost and not the manufacturer. That's one of my biggest concerns. I know where I am, there's certain training that is given by the company that does sell or deliver the vehicle, and it's important. The other question I have is, I guess for Ms. Miranda, if she knows this, there is an ability to get refunded through chips for some types of, at least the sweeper or sanitation trucks. And I don't know if the allocation from New York State for the CHIPS money is totally used up annually elsewhere.
All right, thank you. Are there any other questions? Yes, Mr. Dean?
John Dean, Long Beach. My question is not so much about the leasing and the purchasing of the vehicles which you obviously need, but my concern about this is that we're borrowing money, and then we're leasing, which is like an operating expense. Or we're borrowing money for a capital item that we're going to buy in 7 years. So how does the lease work with our budget for the following 7 years? Is it an expense item? Is it a capital item? How does it become a capital item if it's a lease item?
No,
How are we,
it's a piece of capital equipment that's being paid through our operating budget. We made money available this year's operating budget in sanitation to cover the cost of this. So each year in the operating budget under our lease line, there'll be an item for $166,000 over the next 7 years to pay for those trucks.
So each truck is going to be paid for basically 1 year at a time.
Correct.
And that's pure, now, we borrowed money, now we're paying the money.
No, we're not borrowing any money, we're paying as we go, we're paying as we use the trucks.
All right, so how is the lease, well, we're bonding, right?
No, we're not bonding for the trucks.
It's just a lease, like, when you get a car, same thing, it's a lease.
Say again?
It's just a lease. The
Okay,
vehicle
so
is
this
a
is
lease.
just pure lease thing,
Yes,
so there's going to be no funding, no other money?
No other capital money in spendings.
All right, so, when we, do, trucks is like gone?
No, there probably will be about a $15,000 to $20,000 value of the trucks that we would sell on the open market. My recommendation at that time would be to lease another 7 trucks, sell those, partially pay for the first year, and keep them in the operating budget, so that we, you know, when the trucks are working all the time, when
Right.
the trucks get older, they're down an awful lot. When the trucks are down, it doubles up on the sanitation workers having to pick up more routes than they normally would.
So we've already determined that we only need 7 trucks.
This is just to replace 7 trucks. We need 10 trucks altogether to do the job.
Then are we gonna, at that time, we have a plan on how to keep the best 3 so that,
That's
everything's all planned out and,
Yes,
track records for maintenance, all the stuff that's been talked about?
yes.
And have all that stuff available online, with this new, open, complete, honesty, I don't know, for FOIL request, to get a, maintenance, oil change.
We're not gonna do it.
Thank you. Are there any other questions or comments with respect to item number 3? All right, then move on to item number 4.
Item 4 is a resolution authorizing the acting city manager to enter into an agreement for the operation of the Boardwalk concession at National Boulevard.
Just a little history on this. The original tenant, leasing of the National Boulevard concession was Gentle Brew Coffee. Back in early 2018, they defaulted on the lease by not paying. The city spent time attempting to negotiate a payment schedule with them. Unfortunately, they did not comply with the payment schedule. We went to court. After court settlement, they made a lump sum payment to us, but they also allowed us to get out of the lease. Back in July, we had issued an RFP to recommend Marvell in July. This was back in July to recommend Marvell take over the lease. That was tabled. The city council has reviewed all the RFPs that were submitted, and we Marvell.
Okay, are there any comments or questions from members of the council? None at this time, we'll open the floor for members of the public. Any questions or comments at this time? Okay, Mr. Lester.
This was July 2nd.
That is correct.
You tabled it. And you said in the past, the city council has had an opportunity to hear from the actual finalists,
Yes.
to review the plan for all the participants and to review the assessments. Now, I know here the acting city manager was the one that appointed the committee. And I don't know why the committee was made up as that, but I guess what bothers me is that we're losing about $50,000 on this particular contract, as opposed to party magic. And the criteria for choosing, it seems to me, should be, are we going to collect the money? And instead, the criteria has something to do with local food choices and diversity of food and stuff like that. And for the life of me, I can't see really the difference between Party Magic and Marvell. And I don't know that you ever had the opportunity to hear from the actual finalists, to review the plans or anything like that, because this was never done in a public meeting, and I assume that you got together, and discussed this, so that was never done.
That was never done, no. And the actual criteria also, that the council never decided or established the actual criteria standard. It's for the record.
Yeah, I understand, if we don't move right away, we lose out on 25. For the life of me, I can't understand why we would lose it, deliberately lose the money. And you were onto something last time.
Again, we still needed other council members to participate in that process, and to give voice to the issue. And nothing about people who were present, but some people decided not to be a part of that process and to slow the process down. It was my intention that we would have all of that information so that the council would actually make that decision and bring that information and share it here with members of the public. And it's unfortunate that that did not happen, but we did make the attempt to do so.
why not now, just so we get it? I mean, I can understand 2,500 is 2,500, but 50,000 is 50,000.
I believe it's only about 30 difference. I did the math.
Yeah. It's more than that, because they're 52 from the very beginning.
The original thing that triggered this is that we were given initially when we had some out-of-date data that had the person they awarded it to, the company paying somewhere around $100 and some thousand dollars less. That's what triggered the original, where did this come from? And then when we got the up-to-date data, it turned out, the criteria they used, because you gotta remember that the money was only 35, 40 points, 40 out of 100 points, so it wasn't just the money. So that difference, that $30,000 difference didn't push one of the others that were close over the top, based on the scoring criteria.
But John, you're broke.
Just, if I can make a comment, Nathan's went from being a whole block in Oceanside to a small shop in Oceanside.
It's not,
And it just went out of business again.
it's part of
And
that.
it moved into it, well, these are the people that run Nathan's. And it went into another even smaller store that doesn't look like it's gonna make it. I think the pricing on some of their hot dogs and stuff were pretty high up there, so you wanna also offer something to the public.
John, it's
That's
not
affordable.
maintenance. Stop, it's not maintenance. It was Party Magic, it's ending business for a while. I'm not pushing one or the other. I just, when it comes to decisions like this, I would like the money to be, I guess, bigger than 40%. If it's that close, that it's hot dogs as opposed to ice cream, and we're losing a lot of money. But listen,
Both
You
of
had a
us
good
have an
idea.
opportunity to go on record.
you had a good idea.
For consistency, you had to stick with what they did.
I
You can't change it to middle.
with the strict bidding process, just because that will encourage, if it's strict bidding, you're gonna get a situation where you're encouraging people to bid as high as possible when their business model.
I didn't say that, I said 40 for money is kind of low.
Okay.
40%.
Understood.
Any other questions or comments with respect to item number 4? Yes. Ms. O'Leary.
Captain O'Leary, Long Beach. I don't really understand how these figures were made, like somebody's paying 18,000 in rent to the city, and then Marvell is paying progressive rates starting at 2,500, going to 40,000. I'm just not getting this. And when this was initially presented, it was kind of presented, I felt, as a done deal. I knew someone that wanted to be a vendor, and I asked them to contact the city after the selection had been done. So could someone just explain what is the rent based on, and is it, we're making money on this?
The rent is based on what they proposed to pay. And you see it on the right column, it has the annual rent for each of the proposals. So that first one that you mentioned, New York Aside, proposed paying $18,000 a year. Okay, if you turn to Marvell, the other one you referenced, they're proposing to pay $2,500 for this month, December, and then pay $40,000, escalating up to $52,000 in 2025.
So is it based on the space they occupy,
This is,
or just what they wanted to pay?
no, so these are a group of proposers that want just the national concession. They're proposing for the national concession. It went through a committee, and the committee picked Marvell out of that group to occupy the national concession based on the rents that they proposed. And
So
other
this is
criteria.
up on the boardwalk, not the food
Yeah.
trucks? Oh, okay. But everyone's taking up the same amount of space, right? And which one is it?
Marvell.
Oh, I see, I get it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
That's just a list of everyone who did.
Okay.
Are there any other questions? Okay, seeing none, we move on to item number 5.
Item 5 is a resolution authorizing publication for hearing of an ordinance to amend the code 7 at 7 P.M., January 7, 2020, at 7 P.M. Okay, so item 1 is a resolution authorizing the retention of outside counsel on behalf of the city of Long Beach.
Introduce move the adoption of this item as amended. Second,
I will.
voting, Councilmember Mandel.
Yes.
Vice President Bendo.
Yes.
President Moore.
Yes.
Item 2 has been tabled. Item 3 is a resolution authorizing the city manager to purchase vehicles for the city under an Onondaga County contract.
Introduce move the adoption of this item.
I will.
Second,
I will.
voting, Councilmember Mandel.
Yes.
President Bendo.
Yes.
President Moore.
Yeah, I just want to first, before stating my decision, I just want to thank all of the entire sanitation crew for working with some of the most challenging conditions, but being able to successfully serve and serve with dedication and excellence. And so we just want to recognize that for all of you who are here and those of you who have the opportunity to share that with your colleagues, to know that on behalf of the city council, we really do appreciate all of your work. And with that, I vote yes.
Item 4 is a resolution authorizing the acting city manager to enter into an agreement for the operation of the boardwalk concession at National Boulevard.
Introduce move the adoption of this item.
I will.
Second,
I will.
voting, Councilmember Mandel.
Yes.
Excuse me, Vice President Bendo.
Yes.
President Moore.
Yes.
And finally, item 5 is a resolution authorizing publication for hearing of the ordinance to amend the code of ordinances of the city of Long Beach regarding appendix A zoning.
Introduce move the adoption of this item.
I will.
Second,
I will.
voting, Councilmember Mandel.
Yes.
Vice President Bendo.
Yes.
President Moore.
Yeah, I just want to make a comment about this one as well, being that this is one. We'll look at this legislation and that, as the legislation states in affordability, this whole issue of offering affordable housing, for a period of no less than 15 years, I hope that the new city community to be able to really actually benefit from the process, and the whole purpose of creating this legislation was to create some kind of legacy for those individuals who are in the community. So I hope that they will allow for the members of the community to enjoy, because once again, we live in a wonderful place, and the hope is that all members of our Long Beach community can enjoy the beauty of the city. And so I hope that you would consider making that 30 years instead of 15 years, and not really focusing in on the benefits to the developers, but the benefits to those who actually live in the community, so that they can continue to create a legacy for their families. With that, I vote yes.
City manager's only personnel report has been filed by the city clerk. I'll make a motion to close the meeting.
I will.
Second, voting, Councilmember Mandel.
Yes.
Vice President Bendo.
Yes.
President Moore.
Yes. Okay, so now we're going to move right into our good and welfare portion of the meeting.
Thank you, Long Beach City Council.
Thank you, and thank you for all of your hard work. All right, tonight we'll hear from James Kirkland. Yes, all right. Liz Treston? Kathleen O'Leary?
I'll pass.
What's going on? I'm waiting to hear from you. John D.
In Long Beach
Asking for more traffic control on West Park between, New York Avenue and Nevada. I know that Nassau County was supposed to study, that supposedly is completed. We don't have the information, I sent emails, I haven't gotten responses. So I am officially going to request that the city council ask Nassau County for results of that test that they conducted. And,
So just,
And I
I'm
think
sorry,
it's-
for one moment, Mr. Dean, so you're stating that the action, clarify who told you that this was being done, so we can follow up with this? Okay, so in other words, you reached out to Nassau County for the results, or you reached out to the city of Long Beach for these results?
I officially got information from Denise Ford, but, that the study would be done, but they didn't want to do it last winter, so they did it this summer, last summer. So, you know, I would think that, the compilation of some data by a computer should not be that difficult, and that we should be able to get results. I myself have sent a couple of emails and haven't gotten a response. So, I'm asking the city to do that.
Okay.
And the thing that, you know, even tonight, trying to cross the street to get my car, waiting for all the extra traffic, coming westbound, before I go halfway to stand on the other side to wait for traffic to go eastbound. And it's like, I gotta stand in the middle, because that side stopped, the other side keeps going. You can't, you know, it's only a matter of time before somebody gets hurt, and you cannot deny that there have been numerous accidents on West Park. And it's just because people can't make a legitimate, an easy left turn or even right turn on any of the streets. And if you put traffic control on the two-way streets, which is consistent with the rest of Long Beach, I gave you a study last year, which showed people on every major two-way street. It's a
Personally, tomorrow to the head of traffic control to Nassau County and see if they could report that they have a list for copy.
we need, you know, somebody's gonna get hurt, and then when they're dead, the city is responsible.
Okay, I just want to recognize legislator Ford from the floor. Thank you, Mr. Dean.
I did forward a letter that we received from acting city manager Mike Tagman to our DPW commissioner requesting that a traffic study be done. We normally don't do studies on roads that do not belong to the county, as Park Street does belong to the city of Long Beach. So they had, when I finally got through to them, they thought they would be able to get the study done, and I did indicate to Mr. Dean that they were looking to do it in the summer, which would make it more sense because of, you know, the high volume of traffic. To take a look at, you know, with traffic signals. Unfortunately, the county doesn't have, we are short-staffed, and we actually just lost one of our traffic engineers who had a lot of experience. He went to a private company. So I did resubmit the request, trying to get this done, citing the fact that it is very dangerous for people trying to get through, to cross along Park Street in West End of Long Beach. So we are looking to see about possibly traffic signals, but I think any other type of traffic calming ideas could come from the city. You know, like there is something that if you, and I know that the road is in disrepair, and I'm hoping that maybe you're looking to repave it at some point, to do some work down there. But maybe when you do that type of work, you would take a look at some of the areas being in marked crosswalks, so cars are aware of pedestrians crossing at some of the intersections. You know, maybe putting up signs to yield to pedestrians, as well as sometimes in some areas, I know that the town has placed it, and the county has placed in certain pedestrian areas where there are no signals, that they put in those signs that say that traffic must stop to allow a pedestrian to cross that street. So those are some of the ideas that I would recommend that you look at But I do apologize to Mr. Dean, I have been pushing for it. We actually did include, and add money to our capital budget in order to, because this is something that the county doesn't normally do on other jurisdictions' roadways. So, I am gonna follow up just to make sure that it gets done. And hopefully I'll be able to get one of the engineers to come out and walk that one for the roadway. All right, so just keep it date.
Thank you for the clarification.
Just a comment on the condition of the road. PSE&G has done a major strengthening of the underground network there.
Yeah.
They are committed to repaving that road curb to curb and for the tune of about $360,000. However, we've asked them to hold off because we have a major GOSER drainage project that's going to be done in the next year and a half to 2 years, and rather than have to rip up the road again, we just asked them to maintain the trim. So it's not that the road's not being repaired, we just don't want
Well,
to
I didn't think you
pave it
were
and
on that. I was just.
yeah, no, it was disrepair. I just have concern that people understand why it's the condition it is in.
Okay, all right, thank you. Smart to wait, okay.
All right, Roy Lester?
Just a couple of suggestions. Mr. You are proposing the North Park plan. 2 weeks ago, we heard about the Bayfront plan. You know, when the city put out a plan, the comprehensive plan, we had all sorts of pictures. You know, we have a lot of information. People who read this, they don't see anything. They see a lot of words. And you know, to sell something, it might be a good idea, it might not be a good idea, I don't know. But neither one of these is giving us a picture of what, you know, of what could be. All right, so I'm just hoping that before January 7th, I think it is, that we have something a little bit more than this, so that we can see it. And do you know when the Bayfront is going to be up again? When we're going to, no?
No, but we can go ahead and, again, it's my understanding that this is going to be placed on this agenda twice. So this will also appear on the December 17th agenda, so maybe at that time, some additional information can be available to the public so that.
Pictures would be great, you know, drawing stuff like that.
The item's not going to appear on December 17th, it has to be noticed in the paper for 3 consecutive weeks, that's why we have the extra week, so it's actually, it's going to skip the next meeting, and then it's going to be.
I'll just be hopeful that some information will be shared, with the new council for the January 7th meeting.
Because I know I come up and I ask questions all the time,
That's fine.
because I don't, you know, I don't know what's going on from the 3 or 4 paragraphs, and I'm sure I don't know, a lot of other people don't know. So, Mr. Miranda, you're having the departmental meetings, every week now, or every couple of weeks?
Staff meetings too.
Yeah, it would be great if you could, put that as part of your report, because there are a lot of things that are happening that aren't privileged, I'm sure, that we would love to hear, you know, different things that's going on in the different departments. We're talking about a hopefully new transparency now. And the more information we have as the public, the better off we are, and the happier we are. Okay?
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Any questions?
Yes.
Jay Gusler?
Good evening, Jay Ellsworth again. It was this close to pass. I was sitting here. It was something I looked on the way in that kind of bothered me. What the hell? The elevator downstairs, well, the elevator on all floors. We have been, I just went back to my phone and looked, we've been with one elevator for almost 9 months now. We're spending $1.4 million on this OEM of dubious necessity. And we're situating it in a building that has been operating on one functioning elevator for 9 months now. I'm just wondering if I can get some explanation as to what the seem to get that second elevator operational for. The other thing is, again, I make a general gripe out of it. Phone calls, this is ceiling tiles. You know, we got $1.4 million for that room. For the entertainment of a handful of people and nothing more. And yet, the building that is situated in is neglected. I think it's embarrassing, and we really need to get that situation straightened out. Now, on a positive note, I'm happy to see the movement on the handicap accessibility approach.
Thank you.
It's just, again, the $1.4 million was paid for by COSA. It's going to be more than used for just OEM. So I know you and I will continue to disagree about this, Jay, but it's going to be a very useful room. We have issued a purchase order for $186,000 for all new elevator parts. The elevator company that made these elevators no longer is in business. So in order to do this, we ordered the parts. They had a 6-month lead time. I believe the purchase order went in about a month and a half ago, Joe? Yeah. When that's done, the one that's not working is going to be done first, and you have to buy all the parts together so that they can communicate. And once that one's finished, then we are getting some money from community development funds. We'll finish the other one, and then it will both work in coordination with each other with all the modern safety devices and attachments that they need, so.
Okay, Nora Egan?
Nora Egan, East Chester Street. So I just have some quick questions. Is the city looking into deducting the pay and pension benefits for Mr. Allen and Ms. Diamond? Seeing that there've been no shows for the majority of meetings since the primary? Okay. Who exactly is the FOIL officers, the appeal officer, and are FOIL requests shared through our staff that work for the city? And my final question is, will the taxpayers be on the hook for Mr. Capiola's bill when we didn't even know he was hired? And if so, why should the residents be on the hook for his bill? So if you don't have any answers to these tonight, Mr. Mirando, you can get back to me at the next meeting or before, or Mr. Kaminsky.
Well, the FOIL officer function is assigned to the city clerk's office since they hold all the records. As far as the FOIL appeals officer, that used to be Mr. Agostisi, but by operation of the statute since he left, it would be the chief executive, and FOIL appeals officer would be Mr. Miranda.
So was it ever the corporate counsel or was it always the city manager's office? Because when you submit a FOIL, it says you need to appeal it to the city manager, but I know with Mr. Agostisi, he was the corporate counsel that he was the appeal officer. Or he did the job.
I can explain that.
Okay.
When you were, the statute sets the FOIL appeals officer by default, but another individual could be designated to be the FOIL appeals officer. At one point in time, the prior city manager designated that Mr. Agostisi be the FOIL officer. He's now gone. My opinion would be that the FOIL appeals officer is Mr. Miranda at this point in time. As far as your question about whether the corporation counsel is ever the FOIL officer, I recall that I was the FOIL officer for a short period of time, I think from 2014 to 2016.
Paperwork in submitting requests has never changed. It's always, as far back as I've been foiling, it's always said appeal to the city manager. So I was just curious, when Mr. Agostisi was here, was he the appeal officer in the rule of Park County, the rule of ACM?
Like I said, a prior city manager designated that.
And that was
What?
the prior city manager being.
I believe it was Mr. Schneerman designated that Agostisi be a FOIL appeals officer at one point in time.
So when Mr. Tagney was here as ACM,
I
he
think that,
was ignored and it was, the appeal went to court counsel?
I think that directive just continued until Mr. Agostisi left. I don't think it was ever reversed.
And where would I find that? That direct?
You could try to foil it.
Who would I foil? Who would I foil that foil?
Some written authorization of appointing Mr. Agostisi as the oil kills officer. I'll do my best to find it. I'll look out for it. I'll personally try and find it.
Okay. Okay. And my other questions, will they be answered at the next meeting or? Yes? Because I noticed that.
Those questions are unanswered, that would have to be up to the council if they want to do it. Who they pay, who they don't pay. I can't answer that question.
Okay. No, because I noticed as well that there has been no follow-up on people's questions too. Even when they were no questions here. But there's only been like 2 in the last.
I follow up on both questions, and I can follow up on, there's some questions that just, I don't have the answer for, it's not my job to make that decision.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. So you had already waived, oh, I'm sorry, but is there something that we,
Yeah, it's about this, North Park proposal.
okay, so, right, all right, so what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we're gonna end the meeting and then we can address any other issues because of the fact that it's not meeting. Right, I'll wait for you at the end here. All right, so for everybody else, I want to thank you for coming out this evening. Have a wonderful evening and be safe.